This is Sanctum Stitching, episode 21. Oh man, we're getting up there now.
Wow.
And it is October 20th, so we missed it just by one day of having the 21st episode on the 21st. But in other news, I'm Fawn.
I'm Marianne.
And we are so excited to have you back. And I totally switched up my whole intro, so I'm a little thrown off right now. It seems I got into like such a groove with it. And then now that I flipped a couple sentences, I'm like, wait, how do I do this episode? Where do we go from here? What's next?
It's
But if you're new here, right? Well, if you're new here, we love to do all things with a needle. So it's whether it's cross stitch, needlepoint, Soutache. I don't knit or crochet. I can't figure it out, but I know Marianne does. You do both or just one of them?
Yes, I do mostly knitting, but I can do both. Yes.
I can't do either. So you won't see that from me, but you'll see that from Marianne at some point. And we like to try anything really. So if you're into seeing some struggle bus, but also some really, really beautiful projects, we would love to have you along.
Yep.
And on that note, I'm going to stop talking on our intro because it's so off than it usually is. So Marianne, on to you. What are you celebrating this week?
This week I'm celebrating the dogs and I went to the vet, and Brian's teeth are all better. He can go back to solid food, hard food, and so can Roscoe. So that's been a month of that. And Roscoe's eye is getting better. 2 weeks ago, we found he had an ulcer in his eye, and that's getting better, but he has to still keep having neosporin, terramycin, I'm sorry, not neosporin, terramycin put in his eye twice a day. But it's getting
I'm
better.
sure he loves that.
Oh, yeah, he's just real thrilled. So, Dr. Alba Lacusi and I are very happy today, so that's what I'm happy about.
Oh,
and
good.
It didn't cost me anything, so.
Yeah, he's such a good vet. I need to bring Wally in for his checkup. But whenever there's a problem, you sort of pay the first time, and then after that, you don't really pay anything, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, you can. And the nice thing is, with this sort of thing, it's a follow-through, and so he just lets me bring both. We don't go one and without the other. I think I've told y'all that before. So that's what I'm grateful for, is that we are mending. The dogs are getting better.
Oh, mine sounds so silly compared to my dogs are getting better and I'm happy. Mine is celebrating a new rug. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we went to, what was it? Bed Bath & Beyond. And if you're in the Toledo, Ohio area, the Bed Bath & Beyond in Holland is going out of business, so they have a sale. And for a long time, I have had this sort of want, but it seemed almost ridiculous, so I never acted on it, to have a really soft rug on the side of my bed so that when I get up in the morning, the very first thing is my feet touch this soft rug, and I have this vision that it's going to make my life better if I have this soft rug at my feet.
Yeah.
So I never acted on that because rugs are expensive. Especially the really soft ones. So when we were in Bed Bath & Beyond, I found this one, and I don't know, maybe it'll come across like just how soft it is.
Yeah. Well, it's like fur.
Yeah, it's
fur.
something. I'm going to just sit here this whole episode and like stroke this rug, but it is, let's see. Oh, I can't even get it apart. And the tag would be on the complete opposite side. It is a Bee and Willow home bath rug, but it was so soft. And it's like when you walk into the store and you make the mistake of touching the blanket when you know you shouldn't because it's going to be too nice and then you're going to want to take it home. Well, that's what happened with this rug. So now I have made my dream come true of having a soft rug next to my bed for my feet in the morning. So that's that.
Beautiful. Just to let you know, it's freezing up every now and then. Are you freezing
I'm
up?
not sure why. I think I might have touched the cord by accident because I have it plugged in. Today's been kind of spotty. Is it better now?
Okay. Yeah.
Is it better?
Yes, you're not frozen.
Okay. Yeah, I think I probably just touched the cord by accident, so I'll try not to do that.
Okay. Well, with a rug like that, that's easily done. I had something like that years ago that was a white almost furry, almost like a bear rug or something that, when you're in an apartment, and I put it under my coffee table, and it just looks so cool.
Maybe that's next.
That was a long time ago.
Well, Sean came home and I was literally just laying on the floor next to the bed with my face on this rug, just like, it's so soft. He's like, are you serious? Is this what you do all day? It's like, well, now that I have this rug, I've just
now you're making me think. I'm going to add you to memories of the corners of my mind. Watercolored memories. So you brought back memories.
If it's so soft, you would do the same thing. I promise.
Of course.
Hey. Do you want to talk about your whips?
Sure. I am working on my Susan B. sampler. Take some of this off so you can see. I actually have part 1. I'm doing them kind of by the parts. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we go. I'll hold it up. There we go.
Oh, wow. Look at you go.
Yeah. So I've got 1 and 2, and now I'm starting on 3 where the house is. And it's fun. I still every time I look at it, I didn't realize it's going to be so cut and big, And I didn't have the right color for the house, so I looked up on one of those DMC charts that, if you don't have this, try this. And I think this color is going to be kind of nice with it because it's showing kind of reddish on my computer, but it's an orange. It's a deep orange.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's coming across very red.
Yeah, no, it's not red. It's orange. It must be the light or something. Okay,
it looks good though.
But it looks good, I think. Yeah, it's a deep orange. So I've got that.
I had a question come in this week about stitch-alongs, and especially for our stitch-alongs, if they can join our Zoom, if they haven't stitched anything. And that went to our email, and I totally missed it, and I was 8 days late to it. So you know who you are, and I already apologized like 600 times. I felt horrible. So now our email goes directly to my personal email. I got it forwarded, so that'll never happen again. But the question was, can they still attend our Zoom meeting for the stitch-along or join the Facebook group if they haven't started yet, or they're still in the process of kitting up? And so
they can join the Facebook group.
Yeah, exactly. It would be absolutely. If you don't have a single stitch in, or if you finished it, you're more than welcome to join us. We would love to have you. And I think that would be the same for any other Zoom stitch along group. I know for me, I'm way behind on the Sabrina stitch along, and that's okay. I know
in fact, some of them don't even get together. Some stitch alongs don't get together at all. I mean, ours is kind of unusual in that we are having a Zoom. But no, Fawn's right. Anybody can just fill out the paperwork that's there for joining the group, because we do have it as a private group. And sure, we had...
absolutely join on the Zoom. We would love to chat with you. And I would love to remember to make one, because I always forget. And then I see the next day, it's like, oh, we talked about this in our Zoom. I'm like, oh, it was the Zoom day.
Yeah. I don't know why I bother to send her the notices, Well, that's the thing. I don't always send them to everybody because I don't have everybody's email or anything. I post it as an announcement on our Facebook group page. And I guess I'm just going to have to start telling Fawn, y'all, what do you think? Send her a message. I'm going to have to message her. Hey, Fawn. Don't forget.
Like, we have an hour, you need to be there.
Well, we actually wound up sitting there and talking to each other till like 9 o'clock one night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we started at 7 and we were still talking at 9. And I finally said, y'all, I think it was just this past week. I said, y'all, I just remembered the dogs are outside. I guess I better go bring them in.
They're getting in the raspberry bush.
But they had been out there for an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh.
But that was Heather and Suzanne and I were all talking, having a good time, just chatting. And I think Ann was on there because Carrie and Denise both had to go to bed. They had to get up early.
I get that.
So we were just having a good time, just sitting there talking. We just kept on until 9 o'clock, and I finally did. I said, I got to go get the dogs in, y'all. So,
good reason to end.
yeah. So yes, whoever wants to join, we're glad to have you. Excuse me as I wipe my nose. This weather does it.
Oh, definitely. It's that season. Did you have any other whips?
Yes. This, where's my little thing? Here it is. Yes, I did. As we branched off into that.
That's when you know it's a good episode, when we keep segueing.
Yeah. I showed y'all last week the little Mill Hill thing.
Wow.
Well, I've started putting the beads on. See the little beads right there in the gold? And I've not beaded a lot. So as I'm putting them on there, I'm realizing, no, you've got to put the thing up through the hole first, so you then pick up the bead, because I was getting the bead on before. Anybody that's done it knows what I'm talking about.
You're beading to the back.
Yeah, but I did add this. The green is new. The green.
Hold it up. There you go.
The green is
green's
new.
really pretty.
It is pretty, isn't it? And you do a lighter shade, and then I like the little gold beads. And I finally and the blue down at the bottom is new. Can you see it down in here? Yeah. And frankly, looking at the pattern and looking at they tell you don't look at the picture on the front of the kit because it's going to be different from the pattern. Well, I've been looking at both of them, and I'm thinking I'm just going to bead away, because some of what it shows on the pattern, it's hard to see. Even though I tried making it bigger, my computer, all of a sudden, the printer decided it wasn't going to go above 100 or something like that. 100%. I don't know.
What you could do is take a picture on your iPad and then zoom in on the photo on your iPad.
Yeah, I guess I could.
If you need
I'll just go in and start doing the beading. Might as well.
Well, you can't mess it up.
That's what most of it is beading. And I figure if I get it, and I've got lots of beads, so I think I'll just go on and bead.
The Mill Hill kits I've done, I've never run out of beads.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to, and I'm not going to run out of floss. I do have some ones for Halloween that are ghost.
Oh.
I probably didn't show those to y'all, but they're ghost, and they're really kind of cute, but there's not as much embroidery on them. You just do it up around the head of the ghost, kind of, and then the rest of it's all beads.
That sounds almost easier. It'll go faster too if you're just beading it instead of having to cross the X.
Well, that's kind of what I'm doing. Just nice. So those are my two works in progress. Plus, everything else that's in the living room and the dining room and the bedroom and.
Yeah, exactly. So I had a lot of things I touched the last 2 weeks. So the first one is the Cloudsfactory Halloween Stitch Along. And so I haven't gotten any farther with the skeletons. It just felt like it was taking me forever on the skeletons, and I don't know why, because there's not really that much to them. So I decided to put that part away for a while, and I finished the border, which for me is its own miracle to have a border finished. So now I just need to finish the grass here. And then this part will be, I want to say it was Frankenstein. I'm pretty sure that's what's next.
Yeah.
So we're getting there. Hopefully I'll get back to this soon, and it will be done for Halloween, and definitely FFO'd by next Halloween.
Those borders are always very intricate that you do.
Yeah, and maybe that's why they're so hard for me.
They're very pretty, but they're not just like stitch a few lines or something, They're very pretty.
Yeah, I definitely miscounted. I didn't add an extra half moon here. And when I was looking, this point was here. And that seemed to be the center for me. And then I got up and got a coffee, and I looked back. And from a distance, this was no longer in the center like I thought it was. So then, of course, I had worked my way up. So I had to take it all out. You can't really finagle the middle point of a banner to be the center when it's not at the center.
Yeah, that would be hard to do. Yeah.
Yes. So that was also frustrating, and another reason that had to go away. And then at night, we've been watching a lot of Halloween movies, and so I haven't wanted to be looking back and forth at a pattern. So I picked up the Kikimora from the Witchy Stitcher.
Yeah.
And I'm getting there. So the last you saw it, I had the black probably to about here, maybe slightly higher. And so I filled in up the top. And so we're almost halfway done with all that black.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of black.
Yeah. But I love how she looks. I just really think that is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, the variation in the face is just using different types of DMC, so it's not an actual variegated thread, and it still looks like very highlighted, which I think is pretty hard to do with just normal DMC. So that's really cool.
I like it.
And then I guess my next three are new starts. Did you have a new start?
No, no. My little Sleigh's kind of my new start. You know, that's only like 3 weeks old.
Yeah, well, that definitely counts.
Okay.
So I like to have different variations of projects going at the same time. So like a small cross stitch, a big cross stitch, now a soutache, a canvas. And so I started earrings for a new, which is an Amee Runs with Scissors soutache kit. So that's what they'll look like.
Okay.
And I chose the Treehouse colorway. And this is what I have done so far.
Oh, pretty foam.
So I got them glued on the backing. And now what I have to do is the edge beading and the beading that actually hangs down. But it's pretty much there.
Yeah.
After my last soutache piece, which if you've been following us for a while, you know that one was very, very intricate. This was so easy and went so fast. I finished both of these in an afternoon watching The Hobbit. So I was like, did I do something wrong? Like, how did I finish that so fast? And then I was sort of frustrated that I had to put it on the backing and glue because you have to leave that for 24 hours or so. And I was like, well, I just want to work on my soutache.
Right. So get out your other soutache.
Yeah, exactly. So
very pretty. Very pretty.
Yeah.
Those look Christmassy. You know, the green and red.
Yeah, and it's got a like reddish. It definitely has a reddish brown orange in it too.
So it's more fall like. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm hoping to have these done by Thanksgiving because I think that'd be really cool to wear for that.
Oh yeah.
So that's sort of ambitious, but you know, it'll be fine.
You'll get it done. I have no qualms about that. She stitches fast, y'all, really fast.
Yeah, well, you'll find out in this next one where I'm not stitching fast.
Oh, okay.
So the next project is Home of the Bees by Jane Ellen Balzowitz, which hopefully I didn't butcher her last name too much.
Balzowitz. Yeah, I think it's
I'm not even going to try to repronounce it. She is teaching some of us in the Needle Arts Guild of Toledo how to make a bee box. And so it's a little box that's decorated with a beehive. It's got flowers on the side. It's really pretty. Here is what the top and side will look like as an example. And so what I've done so far is pulled thread work, which, yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but there's definitely holes.
Yeah.
And so that's called the Calzagatti, which I keep calling it the Calzaguini, but I think it's
I think you're right. I think that's it. I think it's
Calzaguini.
Yes.
I keep calling it that, whether it's right or not. And it was actually really, it's so hard to see. It was actually really fun to do. It's a 3-sided Italian stitch, and I've never done that before. But you do, for this one, I think it was 25 across and maybe 25 down. So it took a while. So this will be the top, and then I'm slowly working my way through doing that to the sides. And so you have to do the calcaguidi stitch all the way on all 5 sides, and then you can start to embellish. So then on Saturday, we had our class where she was trying to teach us was it a buttonhole stitch? I want to say it was a detached buttonhole, and you were supposed to do that to make the flowers. And I cannot do a buttonhole. I keep losing my buttonholes. I try to go through them again. I make them really big so I can see the holes, and then they're giant and I still miss them. I try doing them smaller. I can't do it. And so everybody's like, well, pick a higher thread and try. And so I tried doing it with the pearl cotton. I still can't get it. So rather than stress myself out and decorate my side with these buttonhole flowers, I'm just going to do maybe lazy daisies or wagon wheels or something that I already know how to do and can do. So that way I like my box.
Yeah.
And I'm telling myself, and I'm sure it's okay, that I tried to learn the stitch that was taught to me, but I don't have to use that stitch, and I can make my box how I want to make it so that I like it.
You are a student of Karen Scarborough's right there.
Yeah,
Karen
I was almost
tell you,
going to
make
email
it
her.
yours. Make it yours. Yes, no, that's definitely the thing to do. When I took the classes at the Royal School of Needlework that summer, some of the ladies said, well, it's not so much finishing the project as it is learning the technique and seeing if you want to use it again. And sometimes you and a technique just don't get together. But if you have others you can do, that's fine. Make it yours.
Yeah, and the buttonhole kind of reminded me of crocheting, where you have the loops and you have to go on the right number of loops. And I can't crochet. I keep trying and I keep losing my crochet holes. So I think it's that type of stitch that somehow my brain, it just doesn't compute.
Well, that's all right. Your brain computes with a lot of others beautifully, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, and so I started taking the class, and I was doing so well with the calcaguini, and I whipped that whole thing out, the 25 by 25 in one day, and I started on the next side. I was like, oh, I'm going to do so good at this class. And then buttonhole came along, and it shot me down. So I'm very humbled again by the B-box.
That's okay. That's okay. You're going to do fine with it. That calcaguidi stitch that you did is beautiful.
Thanks.
So,
yeah, I really like that.
I'll put that in the rear, y'all, at the end so you can see it better.
Yeah, definitely. So then my last new start, I wanted a Halloween piece, and I picked this one up, and I was like, oh, well, this will be easy. I've never made a Biscorn new before, but like they don't have that much stitching. It'll be fine. I'll finish this weekend. And so here's what it is.
Love our optimism.
It's got
very
these
nice
houses. The bottom, it's kind of hard to see, but it's a pumpkin and candy corn, and it's Lizzie K. Hoot, and it was a limited edition Biscorn new and fob kit. I got it in a grab bag at Craft Gallery. And yeah, totally thought, oh, well, it's just 4 sides, and like that's just a pumpkin and a bird. Like, how crazy could that be? No, I started this probably the day after our last video, and it's been 2 weeks, and it's been what I've like mostly worked on, and I'm not getting very far. Or at least I've gotten far, but I've not gotten nearly as far as I thought I would, because I have other Halloween pieces I want to work on before Halloween, and it's almost Halloween, so welcome to my stress.
Well, maybe for next Halloween,
Right? Yeah, I'll probably finish it on Halloween.
Yeah.
So here is the one side that I'm currently working on.
Okay.
So the border, I started the 2 houses. This one, I totally miscounted the number of blocks, and that really wouldn't be important if you were doing a flat fold, but because it's the Biscorn new, they have to match and be the same size, so it was important. But it was 1 block off, which you have to do the back stitching around the sides, and those were 1 block total away from the piece. So I'm just putting my back stitching right up against this black and white border and calling it good.
Atta girl.
Rather than ripping all that out.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you. I wouldn't either. Yeah.
Oh,
no, it's too much trouble.
Because I had like 3 sides done before I realized. I was like, oh that's dear. 17. That's not 16. But I do have
that new frame.
Yeah, exactly.
Stand there. Yep. Zip, zip, zip.
But the other side I do have done.
Pretty.
So there's
like
these have some beads in it. They're supposed to be spooky eyes, I think.
Yeah.
I really like the candy corn in the middle. And yeah, this just took me forever. And I don't know why. And I think I was trying to figure it out. And I think it's because I don't like stitching the same motif over and over again. So to have to stitch the same thing 4 times, by the time I did 1 pumpkin, cool. Okay, I like this pumpkin. I get to the 2nd pumpkin and then, all right, and by the 3rd pumpkin, I'm done. I don't want to stitch any more pumpkins.
And you still have a 4th one to go, right?
Yeah. Exactly. So I think that's why it was taking so long, but it looks really pretty now. So it's definitely worth it. And this one is it has the design attached almost the whole way around. And so I think it'll be easier for me to just keep going in a circle. Whereas this one I had to rethread and stop all the time.
Yeah.
So
do you do that too? I mean, some people keep their needles. They have like 6 needles out because they'll have the thread in different needles. And that's what, Heather sent us something to hold our needles because you have the different threads. And I wind up just taking the thread and putting new in the same needle. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I do. I just use a new one.
Yeah.
I tried on my my Heaven and Earth one to have the different needles. And if you notice, that one hasn't shown up on our channel in a long time. So I'm pretty frustrated with that piece. I can't really see it too well, even with the magnifier. And I wasn't, with that one, I really should be doing a 10 by 10 block and not moving on until I get done with my 10 block. So I can stay in order, but instead I was just doing wherever I could with the color I had and just sort of filling out. And so then I know that I've miscounted. But yeah, so that's the only piece I've ever used the needle separate with different floss colors on it. Otherwise, I've always just changed it.
Yeah.
Which can be annoying, but.
Well, it's annoying, but that's how I've always stitched. I don't want all that stuff hanging there.
Yeah, and I already lose my needle enough, so I can't imagine having more needles to almost lose.
Yeah. Wally doesn't need to find it for you.
No, and so Sean's been stitching quite a bit at night, and I'll wake up in the morning and I lay down, like I get my coffee and I kind of like sit on the edge of the couch, like sort of not laying down, but kind of leaning on it. And right in the top of the arm of the couch was a needle sticking up. And I was like, oh that's not your pin cushion.
Oh no.
So I'm like, okay, well, how many needles are in there now? Because you've used that as our pin cushion versus. So I really need to get this done so it can be a pin cushion and my husband can stop using my couch as a pin cushion. So now I have a reason to really finish this.
Just get that boy some, roll of cotton, cotton balls or something like that.
Yeah, well, we have like a little needle case right on the table because we have a little basket that has extra floss. Nope, just in the couch.
Just stick it right there. It's right handy.
So then I also did some sewing, and I wanted to show you, this was my original project bag that I made. Maybe a couple months ago now. And so if you want to know, if you're new here and you want to know that whole saga, there's a whole episode, and I think it's titled Project Bag Fail.
Yeah, it is.
Because that's what this was. So if you want, go back and watch that. But now I'm getting better. This is a new one.
Oh, pretty.
And so I'm struggling still because this fabric was never meant to go on this bag. I didn't use a pattern. I was like, well, I could just figure it out. I've got a brain. And no, it's so hard. So I sewed one side to the zipper before I sewed the other side to the zipper. And then, so now the zipper was sewn to the entire project bag, and thought I could just fold the fabric up in half and sew on it, but that wouldn't work because it wouldn't be able to go through my sewing machine like that. So I didn't figure that out until after. So then somehow I made it work. I kind of blacked out there, just got it done. And then I also didn't have the right size zipper, and I didn't cut my fabric because I just used a fat quarter. And so now I've got these holes on either side of my zipper. But you know, this one is still better than this bag.
All right. Do you have any grosgrain ribbon or any other of the back fabric left that you could make some loops with?
Yeah, I have a little
like
bit.
Some handles.
Oh, and then like sew them here?
Yeah.
That could work.
That way
I gave it to Sean.
Then you can make it like a satchel or something.
Oh, yeah, that could work.
That's what I'm talking about. You just put some handles on there, and then you still have the zipper, but you would put handles into the part where
and then stuff won't fall out. Makes sense. I just gave it to Sean. I'm like, you think it's impressive? Here you go.
There you go. Well, yeah, because you could just stitch those up. As long as the zipper
I probably
works,
really should.
Just stitch them up, but make him some handles or something. He might like that. Make him a long thing he can hang over his shoulder like a bag.
Right.
Use
it as his lunchbox to his landscaping job.
Right. Yeah.
So then I tried one more time, and we are getting there. I'm starting to get it.
Okay.
So here is the one side. When I was doing this, you can't really see it, but there's some white flowers on it. When I was doing this, I thought this pattern was going to be on the inside of my bag, but you could see it's on one of the outsides. And this is the pattern that is on the back.
Pretty.
It's got some birdies on it. But my zipper, I got all the way to the end on both sides.
Very good.
I have a little bit folded over on the top. And I'm starting to get it. So there's definitely just the regular fabric on the back. So it's a very thin bag, but we're making some progress. We're getting there.
You know how to pin opposites together? You know, like what you want on the inside. You pin it so it goes against the fabric that's the back of the other. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I actually didn't show it, but that's what I had done on the inside of this bag.
Yeah, that looks nice.
So I had gotten it and then had to sew this.
You just didn't think about it. You just didn't think about it when you did your other one. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess in my brain I was thinking that, oh, if I do that to the other one, I'm going to run into the same problem I did before. So.
Well, they look nice. And I think the white on the one side's fine. It looks fine.
Yeah, we're getting there for sure.
Yeah. Fritzy won't
come back in a couple months. Maybe I'll have a really nice one.
Well, I got to get my sewing machine out. So, I mean,
oh, well, yeah, you'll just blow me away. Like, you'll have this pristine bag.
No, I've got to get it to where I can get my zigzag stitch to work right. I'm going to have to get that out and practice some because it wasn't working right last time. The king is awake up in his tower here. Fritzy just woke up and he's looking around.
Yeah, he's about to jump right down on you.
Well, let's hope not. Yep, here he comes.
Let's see. That is all I had for whips and new starts. Did you get anything these last 2 weeks?
No, I didn't buy any. I didn't have a haul, as you would say. No, I don't have a haul.
Okay.
No.
I got my September fabric of the month from Color and Cotton. And so the first one is Hummingbird.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's actually showing up really well. It is a 32 count and it is 13 by 17 inches. So a pretty good size.
Wow.
But I like that color a lot.
And it's a linen. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Yep.
linen. Okay.
And then the other one is the same thing with 32 count, but this one is called Monster Mash.
Oh, cool.
And
I'm going
it's
to
a
have to
little
join
more
one of these
purple.
fabric.
Yeah, a little brighter purple than it's showing up here.
Okay.
But I
I'm gonna
thought
have
those
to
were
join
really
the
nice.
fabric of
And
the month.
they were not the colors I was expecting in September. I thought it would be more of like a red or a yellow. So I thought that was actually really exciting to get something what I would think is more spring instead.
So with them, they just send you what color they're doing that month. Because some places when you're in fabric of the month, you choose. Well, I guess they all do that, don't they?
Yeah, so you can be in the neutral club or you could be in the color club. Okay. I think I chose there was two that I chose. One was any color and the other was maybe like a vibrant color. So like you knew it would be brighter, whereas the other one would just be anything. Like I think one of theirs I got was a gray, which to me feels more neutral, but it also makes sense that it would be a color.
You're frozen. You're frozen. There you go.
Oh, of course.
Now you're back again.
I'm not sure where I cut off, but you could be in the color club or the any color club or a bold color or a neutral. And so I'm in the color and the any color.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
And then the last thing I got, which I'm surprised you didn't get yours yet, is the Inspirations magazine.
Yeah, I did get that. I forgot.
Oh, good. I was like, I don't want to show you the cover if you haven't seen it.
I thought of it and I thought, yes, I did get the Inspirations magazine, but I don't think of that as haul. That's just beautiful. I mean,
this is haul for me. I was so excited. Yeah, I got my coffee and I cuddled up on the couch and I was ready and I sat there for an hour just reading through it immediately.
So which thing are you going to make first, huh?
Yeah, so this is, if you don't know Inspirations, this is an embroidery magazine out of Australia, and it's published, it's every 2 months, is that right? Yeah. Every 2 months. So this is the first one I have. I have a stack of Marianne's right in front of me that I have to actually get back to her, but I promise they're safe.
I know. Well, we've talked about it before a little bit because I showed them some things one time way back when we first started. I was showing some people that. Yeah. I love that magazine.
Let's see. I'll pick one out quick to show, to just give, if you're new, an example.
Do the one with the bird, the tree, and the satin stitch and stuff.
Oh yeah, I could show
the one that's on the cover, kind of.
Yeah, the one I flipped open to was Dasher.
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
A gold work kit.
That's beautiful. Yeah, that's pretty.
And I love it. Which the gold work really intimidates me. I know our friend Karen does a lot of it and loves it. But I need to work my way through my stump work kits first before I venture into gold work. Yeah. Because I don't need to have 3 kits that intimidate me.
Fawn's right though. That magazine is just something you just sit there and drool, and just say, "Oh, look at this," and it's very inspiring. It makes you think.
Yeah, at the very least. Yeah, at the very least, I highly recommend their newsletter. It is a weekly newsletter where they showcase different pieces. Yeah. They talk about stitching tools or how to maybe clean fabric, all sorts of different stuff. And I really do look forward to Fridays because I'll once again get my coffee and sit down on the couch and read through their magazine first thing, or their newsletter first thing. Yeah. So highly recommend.
It's wonderful. It is.
Yeah. Did you have any vintage this week?
No, but I did have I have my finish too, though.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry.
I have a finish. It's not put together, but it is finished. It's my Honeybee Hill.
Hold it over to your left and up.
And I've got the year in it and my initial. I think you can, I don't know if you can see the elm or not.
Hold it back a little bit farther. There you go. Now you can see the
elm is right here. There's the elm.
Wow.
And the year is 2020, and it comes down here.
Oh, wow.
In that section. Can you see that?
That's beautiful.
I'm very happy with this. I think the colors turned out a little brighter than I thought they would. I can see y'all. It's a very thin linen.
Yeah, I was watching something and they were talking about, oh, I didn't know if I really wanted to put the 2020 date on my stitching this year.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I was like, oh, I get that.
Well, I understand that, but this is going on here because I figured, oh, well, somebody.
Yeah, I think when we look back, we'll still have wanted to represent what we had worked on during those years or during that year. I was
debating whether to add another M or not, because there's room. But the pattern had just the one initial from the designer. So I thought, well, I'll just stick with the one M and go from there.
Yeah, I think the one M lets it blend in really well.
Yeah. And there are some, miscounts in here and stuff like that and some adjustments and such. But, and Joe asked, he said, now, I think I told y'all this last time. He asked, well, now, what's the matter with the house that it's not finished? And I said, well, that's going to be the curve that goes on the box then, because you make this as the top of the box. Oh, okay. Yeah, he was happy with that. So
yeah, that makes perfect sense.
The vintage I have today is my ring is vintage.
Oh.
It was a gift back in 1984, so that makes it vintage. But it's from Thailand, and it's an old boyfriend gave it to me. And Joe says, yeah, she wears jewelry. Yeah, he knows. He says, yeah, she still wears jewelry from old boyfriends. And he and I bought this little leaf at the botanical garden at the Crosby Festival one year. So that's some of my vintage. And I think it's in my sweater. I realized the sweater I've probably, vintage is 20 years ago, and I probably have had this sweater close to 20 years. But it's got leaves all over it. This is celebrating fall. See, it's all leaves. There we go.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask if you had stitched your sweater because it looks like you embroidered it.
No, I haven't. No, unfortunately not. But it's got acorns and it's got, burgundy flowers and see the burgundy flower like.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Yes, I'm just all jazzed up for fall right now.
Nice.
I'm sure everybody loves knowing that.
Hey, I mean, I'm all decked out and spooky. I've got full black on. I've got the black eyeliner, the black nails.
I noticed your nails.
So I'm in very Halloween and you're in very autumn.
You're frozen again.
No.
You're frozen. Goodness. There you go. You were going Halloween.
No. Well, hopefully this episode isn't too bad with all the freezings. Yeah. Like I was saying that I'm very Halloween, period, not however that just came out.
I think the Halloween is sounds
Thanks, Internet.
And moving along.
Oh, Fritz is going to tear down your blinds.
Is he Fritzy?
He's a long cat. He just stretched all the way up there.
Yeah. He turned the lights on again for us today, helped us out that way. And yeah, no, he does that. And the other night, one of them, he got it tilted so it was stuck like. Yeah, he's very busy back there. I'll hide him. There you go. He's hidden now. He's grooming. At least he's not like the cat that was on. There was a guy on CBS Sunday morning about a month ago doing his Zoom, and all of a sudden you look and there's his cat lying on the sofa behind him down the back of the room grooming itself. And I was just waiting for this cat to lift the leg.
Yeah, as they do.
But it didn't. I noticed this week he's gotten where he sits his chair in a different angle just in case the cat walks in the room.
Because his cat, as soon as they stopped filming, I'm sure his cat started doing it. So he knew.
Sure. I'm sure.
Did you have anything else for this week?
I just am having a good time. I must say I'm really enjoying my roll thing here, that you can put stuff in. Because I've been keeping these pieces in there. I don't have anything else, I guess, other than to wish people a happy Halloween. a safe Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Because we won't be back on till after, we'll be back in November, I guess.
Yeah. Probably right after the election or so, I think is when we'll get our video posted. So
everybody go vote. I'll just say that. Go vote.
Yes, go vote. And also enter our giveaway, because we have a giveaway for this week.
Right.
And so we are giving away Rosie and Me Hilda's Cafe. Which hopefully it's showing up. And it says, Hilda's Cafe, today's menu, skeleton bisque and frog leg stew.
Ooh.
So I thought that was really cute. She's got a big old butt, which I also thought was really cute.
Yeah.
So we were thinking, we want to know what you would put in your Halloween cafe. So the keyword that we'll be looking for the giveaway is cafe, C-A-F-E. But we would love, if you just write the word cafe, you'll definitely be entered. But we would love to know, what would you put if you were Hilda in your Halloween cafe? So definitely let us know. And as Marianne said, go vote. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your October, a wonderful Halloween. Our last episode did so well on YouTube, and it truly made our day. All of a sudden, we had almost 700 views on our last video. We got a whole bunch of new subscribers, and so we are so thankful for every single one of you for being here with us, coming back, watching our videos, sharing our videos with your friends. And really just hanging out with us. Like, it's so cool that so many people want to watch what we're stitching.
I know.
So
we know we have such a fun thing here to your life, you know? We hope so anyway.
Absolutely.
Actually, November 3rd, hon, is is 2 weeks from now, November 3rd, Election Day. Do you want to try and film that day or give it to the next one? Maybe we'll...
I was thinking either the day before or the day after, because I have off that day. And so I think I'm definitely going to try to unplug from the world.
Good. Okay, that works for me.
Go early and unplug.
And get your flu shots. Also, that's another reminder, get your flu shots. They say this is October's a good month for that. And so go do that too.
Yep.
There you go. There's your health.
I'm going to wrap this up so it doesn't turn into like my intro that got totally long-winded and twisted around. So on that note, have a wonderful night, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye, y'all. Bye-bye.